Tell me your love story. How did it start? When did it start?
Publicly, I myself have declared that I have started a relationship before falling in love.
He's a statistician and a lover.
At that point, I realized that if a person can cry in anticipation of separation from you, then
At what point it actually goes beyond lust to love?
2 3 months into that, I had a lot of expectation from her, and she also started having a lot of expectation.
Can you name some gems?
But what's something that you're actually scared of?
Looks very routine and less romantic. If yes, how do you handle that? Hello all, welcome to Virtually Unfiltered. Today is a special episode. I think today's topic is something which is closer to me, closer to Kaveri. And since we both are very much experts in this topic, we have so much of experience in this topic about love and how to fall in love, how to sustain the love between the people. We thought we will find an expert who would actually guide us through this. So about the expert, to be honest, I think he's my colleague. We work together, and I kind of came across his profile a year before. So basically, what happens normally when you see the Instagram stories and all, it's all the girlfriends will be putting all nice, lovey stuff on the Instagram. And the least or the maximum what the guys would do is repost it. So here was the first time I saw somebody else who does so much on Instagram. He has such a nice post. He had everything on Instagram. And like all the lovey-dovey stuff and everything. And then I was like, oh, this is interesting. And as I know more about him and talk to him about his life and everything, I realized, okay, he is the perfect person for this topic today. So the topic for today is love is in the air, which I don't think so is in my house. So, but I'm trying to bring love. Yeah. We are not that much blessed with the love in the air, but at least we have someone who can talk to. Welcome, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's get started. Kaveri, you take us through.
Yeah, so first thing I really want to know is, like, tell me your love story. How did it start? When did it start? And who asked whom? How was everything? I want to know everything.
Yeah. Like a serial, you will say, no, kahani ab tak. So we want to know what exactly is the whole timeline and how exactly.
Yeah. So we actually met in the first year of my MSc. She was in the same batch. We did not start as a boyfriend and girlfriend. First, we were friends. She was actually in a relationship. I was also in a relationship back then, in a different relationship when we met for the first time. So for 2 years, for the entire duration of the MSc, we kind of remained friends. In between, COVID also came, so we became even better friends during the lockdown. After that, I think after we completed our MSc, I started doing a job, and I think she was into the academia, so she wanted to go for a PhD. So what happened is, I cannot give you timelines exactly, but what happened is she had a breakup, and after a while, we started dating. We started considering that we can be something more than friends. And
so by that time, sorry to interrupt. So by that time, you were also out of your relationship.
Yeah. So going into the backstory also. So 2020, the year 2020 started with a breakup for me. So
COVID was not the only thing which kind of created that.
I knew that year was gonna be bad for me, but then 3 months later, I saw that the year is bad for everyone else. I'm like, yes. So I was single for almost 2 years, the entire 2020 and almost 2021. Approximately around December 2021 or January 2022, we started dating, and then we fell in love. But the problem is, she was about to go for a PhD just 7 or 8 months later. So, but we still wanted to give that relationship a chance. So we just continued, and that has been the best decision of our lives.
Hey, that's really nice. I mean, it's really sweet, yeah. But when you said you've been single for like 2 years, I was like, we have been single all our lives.
Yeah. I was like, okay. 2 years of his life is single. Wow. I was like, okay. I don't have a relationship for 2 years in my life. I can't have that equivalent timeline where I will. Okay. I have a question here in terms of how does this dating converts like initial dating, and what is the difference? Like when you say the initial dating and then you fall into a relationship, how do you differentiate it? Is there a moment where you feel like you'll actually communicate this saying, oh no, okay, now let's be like, how does that
like when does it get official? Yeah.
Also a kind of gray zone for me also. Like what happens is, I think publicly I myself have declared that I have started a relationship before falling in love in some cases. But through the starting phase of the relationship, as you go into go deep into that person's personalities and like analyze the person's personalities, how the person is with you, how compatible she or he is with you, you start to realize that yes, I can think of this as a long term thing. So, and there would come an inflection point where you will realize, yeah, I kind of want to share everything with this person, and I want to talk to this person every day for the rest of my life. And then you want, I think at that point you start falling in love, and that kind of dating phase phases out, something like that.
It's just so nice the way he said, I want to spend the rest of my life with her. And that's really so cute. But I just want to know, was that like there was a moment where you realized, yes, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person? Or was it like a gradual thing? The reason I'm asking this is in movies, they kind of show like there was a moment that happened and they're like, yeah, this person is my forever person. So is it like that? Or is it gradual? Is something I want to know.
There was a point in this, my current relationship, there was a point where we kind of, when we were discussing about like she's going to be going for a PhD 7 or 8 months later, and I think it was in the first month of our relationship itself, and she started crying about this, and I also joined her, and then I smiled and everything. That at that point I realized that if a person can cry in anticipation of separation from you, then yeah, then I think that is the point.
So when you said this was something which you both consciously thought like, okay, let's try out long distance, because I've seen a lot of relationships falling apart. They'll say, okay, let's see down the line how it goes. And but what, when you guys both of you wanted to actually give it a serious try, or you were like, okay, let's see on the go, if it doesn't work out, doesn't work out. Was it something like that, or it was like a proper decision where you were like, okay, no, we are not letting this go?
No, by the time she was going for a PhD, I think we had already been 6 or 7 months into the relationship, and by the time we decided that this is the final thing. Like we cannot.
Wow.
I'm very surprised. 7 months into the thing, it's like you're already there. I don't think so. People with 2-3 years down the
Yeah,
line also actually get
it
there.
happens that if you are not right for that person, perfect enough for that person, there's no concept called absolute perfection. But still, if you are not perfect for that person, then even after 5 6 years, you might not feel like that way. But if you are perfect for that person, that I think you can feel it in 2 3 months. 1 2 3 months, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So just to give you a little more update about this person, so he's a statistician and a lover. You can't take both of them outside each other, like the perfect, absolute perfect, all those things. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I think pretty much then most of your relationship has been a long distance relationship. Yeah. So how does that even work? Like, before asking further questions on it, like I just want to know how it works, because I think you guys are also in different time zones. So how do you manage?
So, okay, just adding a point on top of when she said, how does it work? Because I think in Bangalore, if one person is in Indanagar, the other person in Kengeri, people will be like, no, we don't want this relationship. It's too long distance. You actually trying to pursue something which is not in the same time zone. And like you guys mostly meet once a year, right? In person, it's once a year kind of a thing. Yeah. How exactly does it work?
So initially, I had breakdowns. For the first month itself, she went to the US in August 2022. And for the first month, it felt like, no, this is, I will not be probably able to continue this. But what happens is, obviously, there is a time difference. So it's like 10, 11 hours of time difference. So there is a perfect kind of Goldilocks kind of time in during the day where for her, it's like she's going to sleep. And for me, I'm waking up. So at that time, we mostly talk, and we started realizing time that we can have for ourselves during the day. So we kind of decided that because we will also be busy during the weekdays, she'll also be busy doing all the coursework and research. So it's not possible for us to kind of call multiple times a day. But we decided that we would at least meet once a day, as in video call once a day. But that has not obviously happened religiously. But still, I think it has been consistent. Like mostly we video call 5 6 times a week, and those video calls are long, only for half an hour, 45 minutes. We kind of gather all the things that we want to talk about during the day, and do that during our video call. Apart from that, for weekends we plan things like, there is obviously technology that has come in our favor. So there's a extension called Teleparty. There's an application called Teleparty where you can watch shows together. While you can watch things together, and you can message while you can text while watching this. So we have probably completed a lot of series while being in long distance. Netflix, Amazon Prime, everything we've watched together. So I think 80% of the content that I watch and 80% of the content that she watches, we watch it together. So through these things we kind of stay together. But yeah, it's definitely because physical meeting is only once a year. It's like 2 3 weeks per year, so it's definitely challenging. But uh, I think it has been less challenging as the relationship has progressed. So
At any point, did you feel like it kind of becomes a chore of maybe waiting to that point where you have to call? Like it could be like you are doing it not on the best possible time for you, and the same thing for her. You have to wake up early in the morning and maybe connect her.
yeah,
But did it ever feel like it turns into a chore, or you never felt it till now?
nothing like that.
Did she feel it? I think we should also have her also.
Correct, we should.
Two people's. No, I'm just thinking if there is a moment where you felt it like this, and if there is a moment, then how did you come over it? Like, is there a moment which feels?
Basically, we adjust, nothing else. We both have made adjustments to our personal life so that we can kind of make time for each other. And I think that's the thing that you have to do to keep the relationship going.
Okay. Now, for us, like I think we have to also have an episode where how to find people.
Yeah,
I
that
think
is
this
more
is helping
important.
us to how to keep people, but I think we also need to know how to find people also. Okay. Now I have one more question in terms of. So they say that love at first sight and all, but I also there is a equal saying that lust at first sight. So is there? Do you believe in which of them, or at what point it actually goes beyond lust to love? It has to be a physical attraction at the beginning to start with, and then initially, I think at least nowadays relationships is where people initially sleep around and then maybe they give it a long shot. I might be very trivializing it in terms of how I'm saying it, but yeah, did these any of this thing did you face, or what is your thoughts on this?
No, it has been very consistent for me from the beginning. Like I have not uh, to start, I did not start the relationship with the intention of lust being the priority. But yeah, obviously, uh, this is part of a relationship and it has stayed a part of that relationship. It has not significantly moved upwards or downwards in terms of importance. And it has stayed the same since the relationship. And I think what you are telling, Baikal, it's true. And in a lot of relationships nowadays, it is the norm that it starts with
Yeah.
fooling around and then it converts into a relationship. Possibly. Okay, so but mine was different, obviously. Mine was kind of, I would say, the importance was more on our friendship and how that friendship turned into love. And lust was there, but it was kind of secondary, auxiliary, but important factor.
Okay, so I'm also going back to the long distance again because, like, maintaining friendships itself is so difficult when it's long distance, and especially being in different time zones, this is going to be adding another layer of difficulty. Like, because if I'm feeling low and I know someone on my time zone, at least I can call them up and being like, I'm not feeling low and all of those things. But for you, it's like you can't just, like, if you're missing her, you can't just call her up and talk to her whenever, because you will have to wait because she could be at work or she's sleeping and all of those things. And at the same time, like, if you guys have any conflicts, it's so difficult to resolve it, because if you have a conflict today and you will have to wait till the next day to actually resolve the conflict and actually talk through things. So, like, yeah, how does that work?
For most and trivial reasons, I have my friends. If anything comes up, anything I need help with, I have my friends, I have my colleagues, I have my colleagues. Now, if any personal emergency arrives, we always reached out to each other. We have always reached out to each other immediately, not via video call because obviously time zone is different. But if there is something very important to address, then we make sure that that thing is resolved as quickly as possible, and we do not wait a day for that.
Yeah, that
But
makes
yeah,
sense.
again, kind of the burden of sharing something with your partner, if that is a true thing, and we have adjusted our lifestyle to it, like we would wait a little bit to do that, something like that.
Okay, got it. I mean, that's a lot of, like, that needs a lot of, like, determination and patience and all of those things, and it's a lot of hard work, I think.
No, that's what I said. No. The initial example of Bangalore, Indiranagar versus Kengeri should be a standard of how we judge like Bangalore versus USA. I think this needs a lot of effort and in terms of patience and perseverance, all those big words. We need all those words in abundance actually to maintain this. So, how exactly is the idea of the relationship for you has changed from the beginning till now?
Yeah.
What do you feel like? How exactly it started out to be, and how exactly you looked at it, and now how exactly do you think it has changed?
Uh, I think obviously there has not been any major change, but I did start out without much expectation. But 2 3 months into that, I had a lot of expectation from her, and she also started having a lot of expectation.
Can you name some gems? You want to know what kind of expectations? If it is not too private, yeah.
Not anything that private or something like that. Basically, because I already had two failed relationships, so I wanted to make sure that this one is successful and it leads up to marriage and permanent settlement.
So marriage was always on the cards when you actually went in for a relationship. In both for her also it was the same.
Yeah, it was both there, and that has remained the same. Now, as things have progressed, we have kind of understood that we can make it work from anywhere around the world. Whether we are in a even, it doesn't matter if we stop being in a long distance relationship, we start living together, and then also after 2 3 years, there's some emergency that comes, and we have to be in long distance for 1 or 2 years. I'm confident that we will be able to make it work. We will not prefer that, but if that situation comes, I'm confident that we'll be able to make it work. That thing I was not confident in the beginning. But as our relationship has progressed, I have become more and more confident about that.
What is there enough like what exactly gives you that confidence? What exactly is the thing
The
which
assurance, the trust that I have in her, nothing else.
Okay.
And the situations that we both have been and have decided to stay humble and in the right path. So in both our cases, obviously,
Okay.
she has watched a lot of things in USA. I've lost a lot of things in Bangalore. But yeah, after that, we have decided, yeah, we are very good people, I think.
Okay, yeah. He's a nice person when it comes to love. Yeah. Yeah. He's a nice person. So when you say like you had failed relationships and have you been able to identify what was the like? Do you okay? Firstly, do you think you were also in the wrong when the relationships failed? If yes, what was the qualities? What you felt? Okay, it was due to this. Maybe I failed, and that is something which I'll change in my new relationship. Is there anything like that?
Yeah, the first relationship, I would say, I was equally guilty. I think.
But when was this first? What like what?
It was
age?
the teenage relationship. It's like
Okay,
so.
makes
I would
sense.
There is a lot
put a
of
lot of blame on immaturity. Okay, so I was not even in college, so I would say that I did not know how to handle a lot of things, handle a lot of situations, and I usually kind of subscribe to escapism. So to kind of get out of every situation other than solving that.
Sorry. I thought escapism is some kind of OTT channel where you subscribe to. I was like, what exactly is subscribing to? Got it. Yeah, right. I was like, okay.
So yeah, for the first relationship, I would say that immaturity was the most
For both people, maybe then in
from
that
both
sense.
people. I think the second relationship I actually tried a lot, but I think we were not compatible as partners, and it broke down within a year. So again, I would say we were equally guilty, but it was not for immaturity this time. Because I was a lot mature and she was also, I think, mature enough. But because we were different people, simply we probably had different expectations from life. So, and we actually had different kind of expectation from our friends, from our family, and everything. So it was like a situation that we are not compatible for each other. I think. So that's why it broke down.
Okay. So I have another question where, so now that you're moving, right? So you're going to be closer to her. Yes, I know you're looking forward to that, spending more time with her and all of those things. But what's something that you're actually scared of? What are you scared that will change once you actually move closer to her? And yeah.
I'm super scared of the change that is going to come because I have become a little bit independent by staying away from home for 2.5 years. But I did not do all the things at home, at my own home. I had people to take care of that. That is going to change definitely. And the most important thing is, uh, it comes down to the point where if you're within a country, then if there is some emergency at your hometown, you can always go back. It's just a flight away, like it's 5 6 hours away. You can catch a flight and go back. If you're 16,000 kilometers away, you cannot do that. You have to plan, arrange for that. And if you want to come back immediately, it's a very big thing. And your parents also can come to you if something happens to you, if you're within the country. And that is not possible in that case. So I would say that, and also the other things also are there because it's a different country itself, different culture. I don't know what kind of people I would encounter. I hope like everything will be good. But the uncertainty is always there. But again, the silver lining is I'm moving to the same state as my girlfriend. So although we will not be living together, but we would meet very frequently. So I think in the long term, it's going to be good. But for initial 2 3 months, I think I would face a lot of challenges, and I have to face that.
No, but I think in terms of with your girlfriend situation, only if you have to say, I think relationships also will be tested if you have to stay together. There's a different kind of a test altogether. I don't think so. You have ever been through that phase also, right? So is that something which kind of gives you a little bit of no, I'm not sure how it would be, or you already know without living with the person how exactly the person is. The same it goes to your girlfriend also. Do you think that you guys are already figured out, okay, what are the challenges it might come staying actually with you? And not exactly.
I don't think I would face a challenge there.
That's a good answer.
The vice versa would be definitely there, but yeah, I have to change myself, and I'm ready for that. Looking forward to it. Yeah, but I think if we start living together, my girlfriend would have lot of complaints initially.
So we will have an actually follow-up episode only with her to understand living with Abhishek, how exactly it is. Okay, I have few questions in general in terms of did you kind of learn something new about you after being in a relationship? Was there something which you were not aware of as a quality or something which maybe after falling in a relationship you kind of figured out?
Yeah, I have figured out that I can be a hell lot patient, and I did not think I can become a person like that, but I have become a person with a lot of patience. So
No, I also thought you would become a person who could irritate a hell out of a person. So yeah, I thought that, but that was before the relationship. Also, you knew that. Yeah.
I always knew that.
Okay. Is there something which you feel your girlfriend also feels the same way what she figured out about herself? Yeah, maybe you're not the person to answer, but do you think is there anything which like that with around her?
I don't know actually. I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think one a tough question this would be, because like this is related to compromise. So like I just like initial phases of dating, right? I think you would have had a different plan for your future, and she would have had a different plan for her future. So how did you guys decide on who gets to compromise to bring your futures together, basically? So it's like maybe just an example would be like right now, because I do not know what was your initial plans. For example, if you had plans to live in India and she wanted to move abroad, and you both had different plans for the future, so you had to bring your futures together in some way. So at this point, I'm pretty sure like one of you have to compromise on a lot more than the other, and yeah, there might also be egos involved where you have to give up on your ego. Like, how do you handle such a compromise, which is such a big thing? But yeah, how does that work?
Also, did you had a different context before to start with? Was it like she said, did you have a different idea of how you wanted your life to be, or
No, so when I started my MSc, it was in 2019, so it was before COVID. So at that time, I had some uh, intention for going for a PhD in future. Uh, I did not think whether I would go immediately after completing my MSc or go work for a few years and then go for it. And I also did not know whether I'll go in US or European countries or somewhere, Australia, Singapore. There are very good universities in those places. So I was not sure where I'll go exactly. But COVID kind of ruined everything for me. So my grades were affected. Then my mental health was affected. So I gave up that idea immediately for that time completely. But now that I have been good for a few years, I have some experience also. And now I'm in a stage where I can finally take the decision of going for a PhD. That's why I decided last year that maybe I can.
so it was kind of your plan, and but it got aligned with the other plan also. It was kind of that way. It was
Yeah.
not something which you never thought and you took that decision.
Yeah, yeah. It was not like that. PhD was never in my bucket list, and I'm going suddenly in 2025, something like that. It was there. Probably equally important was gaining some experience in the industry, but it was there. But again, I chose USA because yeah, the long term is staying with my girlfriend, and it's also good. So, but yeah.
Have you had moments where it looks very routine and less romantic? If yes, how do you handle that? The relationship as a whole. I think with time, it kind of keeping up the fire, keeping up the charm is kind of a challenge. Maybe you might have not reached there, and if not, no, never reach. I'm not wishing that, but I think somewhere there is point where it feels like very routinish, where you are living with the person and stuff. Have you ever been there, and how do you handle that? If yes,
There's nothing to handle. You just have to accept it. Like it's not gonna be
how to get the fire back?
shining every day.
It should not be like two colleagues working in an office together, right? Like acceptance, and then there has to be some
No,
work around it,
it's
right?
like you both work on it. So mostly what happens is whenever things get boring, I start cracking jokes. And yeah, I start irritating her and all back again. So
Or she'll realize, oh, this is the same irritating guy whom I fell in love
Yeah,
with. Okay, he's not changed. He's still very irritating.
she will give up on being quiet and she'll start like, okay.
So actually, there was a fun moment which I have to bring out. Like we had a office video where we were like, who is the grumpy one, who is the funny one, and stuff like that. So we haven't given him the irritating one. I think irritating one was given to someone else. Then she had messaged in the comment saying, no, he's the irritating one. I said, no, he's maybe only irritating to you. That was a mistake of my life. since that moment, the transformation in him to irritate everybody around him. Like, yeah, we have to appreciate the growth of irritating people. Now he irritates everybody in office.
He just wants to prove his girlfriend right.
And you think you're the right person to come in the episode, which is titled Love is in the Air? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, I think. Definitely.
Yeah.
You would not get a better person in your friend circle.
Yeah. The other part after being irritating is
I was not going to say Bangalore, but in your friend circle, obviously.
Oh my God, it's like it's a stab on the kind of people I am hanging out with. This needs to be discussed. You have any questions, Kaveri? Yeah.
No, those are all my questions.
No, I think it's nice to see you smiling when you actually have to boast around yourself. Or else it was like, but it was nice talking to you, Abhishek, and very happy to understand your thought process and your methods, your statistical methods of how you achieved your love and how you are maintaining it. And like there is a saying, right? मैं चांद तारे तोड़ लूंगा and something. He's actually kind of lives that, and yeah, he's doing that. So very glad you could come and share your idea, and hopefully, yeah, we'll have one more episode where I could invite your girlfriend also. We'll have more discussion. Take her point of view also on all the things what you have told. And have you any sugar-coated anything? I want a realistic view from her side also. So glad you could come and talk to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
To be here.
No, I am also feeling on the other side. Maybe इतना करना है तो शायद हो ही नहीं like हो ही नहीं पाएगा. It might never happen also. So I am also on the other edge where I am like, oh, okay, now it looks like it's very difficult. But yeah, thank you for joining. And yeah, if you guys like the episode, please like, share, and comment and subscribe. And if you like the content, if you like similar episodes which you want us to shoot, please tell us in the comment. Please do subscribe. Yes, Chuck, please subscribe our channel. Please. We want to grow and we want to do a lot more things than this. But yeah, until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.